Order 66 and how it works, why it works, how it all goes down, it's something that we've discussed with George, and a lot of the discussions with George, he was very implicit about the idea that this chip was actually organic material, that the Kaminoan technology was of such that it was actually all organic material that made up this chip. So it wasn't a detectable thing necessarily like a computerized chip that you would see within the body, that it is an engineered thing on a genetic level, and that's why it would be easily mistaken for a tumor in some cases, in some different type of growth that people would assume was, not what it was. So the Kaminoans do mention that the clones have been engineered to be more docile, and that they had, had these inhibitors been engineered that way. So there's this casual mention of it, which is basically the Kaminoans talking in the Attack of the Clones exactly about what we got into in Order 66. You have to remember, too, that this compelling release is a malfunction in TUP, and I don't think that it works in the way that it's necessarily supposed to for his kind of crazy aggression that we see released. It's a genetic backfire in TUP on many levels, not the least of which is that you can factor in the aggressive tendencies that were repressed in most of the clones to make them follow orders more, exploding in a way that even to Palpatine and Dooku was unpredictable, because this is the last thing that they want to happen. Ultimately, the Order 66 engineering is to make them susceptible in a Manchurian candidate way on command to execute their Jedi generals. And if the clones within each group aren't given the order to attack their general, then it's just not going to do so. But one of the other things that George always discussed was the Manchurian candidate and how that, just these thoughts placed in your mind when triggered and you execute, you don't even realize what you're doing. So TUP is a gross misfiring of the entire process, which we reasoned was fairly possible. The Order 66 arc was not just about explaining how this works to the audience, but it was also about showing that not everything that Palpatine did was flawless, that there were near misses, that there were opportunities to stop it, which I think also pushes the dramatic feeling of the series to think, oh my gosh, if they just talk to the right people, if Shakti just makes a different decision here than she does, things would have been really different later on, but unfortunately that didn't happen. For the clones, it's just a challenge. You have clones who are experienced, who have survived a long time, like Rex, and they're a lot more independent thinking than the new guys that come along, like Apo or Dogma. And you have to think of how, programming in clones, and that they're made supposedly to be more docile and follow orders. There are many things that work, and, the Kaminoans, who are just another form of, at the end of the day, say the Munes or the Techno Union or the Trade Federation, they don't really care about the Republic winning. What they care about is producing a lot of clones and making money. Mm. So all these things are kind of wrapped up into that. Again, let's say the Kaminoans, say if they know or don't know about Order 66 and that the Sith Lord is behind it, would they care? Right. Are they going to go to the Jedi Council and say, oh my gosh, you guys are really going to get screwed over? I mean, what's in it for them? That's basically what they would think. They're profiteers as much as anybody is, which is why it becomes clear as you watch the Clone Wars that Palpatine is running both sides of the conflict, and that the Jedi are constantly getting compromised the farther we go, and they keep trying to play the card that they are good and fighting on the side of right, without realizing that side is getting narrower and narrower, because even the Republic is on the side of wrong. It's that old thing where you can look at what Dooku tells Obi-Wan about a Sith running the Senate, and he's telling the truth. Mm. Well, what do you do about that? So it's evil is everywhere, as it says at the beginning of Revenge of the Sith. A really great opening crawl in Revenge of the Sith. Got you more than you thought you would, right?
Yeah, it's all spinning now. Thank you.
Hey, this is Dave Filoni of Star Wars The Clone Wars, and you are listening to Rebel Force Radio.